Let's review Bridgerton Season 2, which is also the book The Duke and I, which is from Julia Quinn's book series, The Bridgertons. I'd have to say this is my favorite season. I gave this season 8 out of 10. Again, the miscommunication love trope. I don't like the way they did Edwina sometimes. But I like the way everything was done, and I like the changes that were made in the series from the book. I also like the fact that they made her character Indian instead of just, I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody, but not just white, because they added some of her culture within the season, which is so cute to me. And I mean, just look at the casting. The casting was so good. My favorite scenes of theirs were when they were on the horses, you know? It was just like they were having so much fun. She was being her true self. Even when they got into their little arguments on the horse, it was just all cute to me. Even their first race. Not the last though. The last down nose on the horse. That went horrible. But this scene right here, it was so cute. Do you need help? It kind of reminded me of that one Cinderella scene from the Cinderella movie when he was trying to chase her down and she was like, no, I need to be chased. And I'm talking about the real live action Cinderella with Lily Collins, I think her name is. It was cute. He was literally my favorite character of the season. I'm sorry. I love a good Nugent scene. And I'm actually glad they added him from the book because, sometimes they just replace the characters with just like, I don't know, I guess a little object or something. But I'm glad they actually added the dog in. Let's talk about them. I mean, it was obvious that she obviously had feelings for him. It was obvious that, well, I felt like it was obvious. Obviously, it wasn't obvious to her that he wasn't looking for love. He was just looking for someone that would make a good part of his family, just another add-on. But with Kate, he didn't just get an add-on. He had a love of his life. That's something Edwina was never going to get. And I felt like she would have started hating him for it, whether they went through the wedding or not. Because, I mean, he was never going to say, I love you. Because that's just not how he felt. Maybe something was going to, like, become of him loving her, but in the start, she was going to hate him for not. And he was definitely going to start this thing in himself. He was probably going to make her live out in the country. Like, they wasn't even going to live together. It was definitely going to give Queen Charlotte type of thing. Except without all the love, It's like the mental part of it. But you mean to tell me you could not see that they had feelings for each other that whole time? Like, even a little bit. And I love their siblingship. Like, their sisterhood was cute. At least in the start. Like, I loved their bond in the beginning. I feel like, yeah, she was rightfully upset after she found out everything, but still, honestly, it was your fault. Kate was trying to put herself last, and you and your mother's first, after your dad died. And then how you gonna tell her that she just wanted everything that you had? She made you, honey. She made you. She taught you everything you know, because your mother was absent, is when she said that herself. She was there, but not mentally. She just let Kate take care of everything, including you, after your dad died. You didn't want everything you had. She was trying to give the best to you. And the only reason she didn't tell you about the money situation is because she actually wanted you to find love, which is what she told Lady Danbury. Yeah, she shouldn't have lied to you about that, but at the same time, you need to actually have a heart-to-heart conversation. It shouldn't have taken her falling off that horse for you to forgive her or even conversate with her. You were just literally ignoring her. You was getting around her with that. I get it. You actually was in love with him, maybe, but at the same time, you wasn't really seeing Kate for Kate. Let's be honest. Because if you was actually seeing her perm, you would have noticed that she had feelings for the dude too. Like, they weren't the only people at fault and breaking her heart. You were also at fault in breaking her heart too. I'm sorry. It has to be said. But I love the way that you were with the king, and I really hope that you actually got to be with that prince of yours. Because you were a good person. You were just a little gullible. And a little selfish at times. Like, how could you not notice that he was looking at your sister the whole time I was getting married, even before the ideals, even before the bracelet slipped off? And I see somebody say it was Kate's fault the bracelet slipped off. Yeah, it was a little bit, but that's only because of nervousness. It wasn't because she wanted to stop the wedding. If she wanted to stop the wedding, she would have told him she loved him before the wedding even happened. And best believe he would have called it off, queen or not. And let's talk about the mothers. I'm just talking about Violet here. And you know her, Lady Danbury. She's also a mother. But these two are always so messy. Always so messy. And I love them for him. But you know what? No matter what they do, it never ends up. Everyone, well, the first season it did. But that's only because they did that themselves. It's like their plotting just makes them just nosy. It never really adds to their story because they never really know what's truly going on until the last minute. And then again, I don't really like how Violet and Anthony relationship was this season either. And you can really sense it was the distance. After we seen everything that happened and went on with Anthony and his father and the day everything had happened. Like after we seen how his father had died and how he was there for her and how the mother basically just left after having a baby, he barely raised his siblings after that. No wonder that it was always distance between them, even when it was Daphne season. Like those years they'll never get back. I guess she was grieving, but she also had so many kids that she just stopped raising. And that was their father. I know he's the love of your life, but that was their father. You gotta take a moment for that. And I get why that connected him and Kate because the same thing happened to her. Because this lady right here, her stepmother did not step up. Kate was basically an orphan after her dad died. Well, she was an orphan. But, you know, she considered you a mother and you still kind of like took a step back and just left her to raise Edwina and just think about the money and stuff. That's the whole reason you didn't know about the money either. I get that they were your parents, but at the same time, she was basically taking care of you and outdoing them. She had to do something, and that was the best choice that she had. Which is why I love Kate and Lady Danbury's relationship because she was actually the mother that stepped up when Kate needed it. She's seen through Kate, and I love that. And I love their relationship. And I really hope they stay close because, you know, we haven't really been seeing a lot of them in season 3, but I really hope they stay close. Kate and Lady Danbury. I really, really love these two. Like, their chemistry was nonstop, and I love their whole little banter. And, you know, in season 3, they got so many good scenes, too. Like, they are what I wanted to see. That Daphne and Simon in season 2, but we just have to deal with these two, and I love them. I do. I love all of their bands. I love their competitiveness. I love their low trope. I love that. I love that good enemies to lovers. And what we have to acknowledge in the book, like he didn't want to fall in love because he felt like he wouldn't live past the age his dad did, which is young. And so he didn't want to fall in love. So he didn't feel like he was going to be there for his wife, his lover. Because, I mean, he's seen how far Violet went down after the dad had died, which is so sad to me. It's really drama for both of them, though. Kate saw her stepmother lose everything to be in love with her dad. And she lost her mom at a young age and her father, too. But these seasons, these two, the way he just was like, she was like, she was like, Laura Bridgerton. And he was like, yes. I was like, oh. There's something. But then when they started to talk about After the Beast thing and they both was looking at each other and they knew they both did something wrong, I was like, yeah, they definitely did something wrong. And they seen that. And she was like, then you looked at me. You looked at me, he said, not the way you did. How exactly did I look? You knew exactly how you looked. You did. And you did. And you kept on looking at her like that repeatedly. Even when you was arguing with Daphne. And I love you and Daphne. I'm so glad Daphne was in this season 2. Because I loved seeing her be a mother, and I loved Daphne Anthony's bond. And she kept on trying to tell Anthony that this is not who you love with. It was definitely giving Violet. But at the same time, I'm glad she didn't do him like he did her in her season. I even loved the introduction to Newton and Anthony. Yeah, it's a growth kind of thing, you know? And to the last scene where he was like, he's your dog. She said, but yours through marriage. I love that part. Love it. I am so glad they didn't rush things with them. Like, in the book, they actually got married after, well, they were forced to be married because of the whole, somebody caught them being all touchy after the beast thing. I'm so glad nobody caught them. I'm so glad they changed that because that would have definitely rushed stuff. And it made it seem like something else was going on when it wasn't. Well, I mean, something was going on, but not as it was. And I love the fact that he was defending her at the table with the shamans. It was so much. When Adwina's grandparents come for her at home, I was like, oh. And I was like, yes, defend her. And when he finally came out, when she woke up, I was like, yes, scrap her. I can't stand Peef messing this up because, you know, yeah, they weren't supposed to be together or anything, but I kind of love the load trope. And you know what? I hate to say it, but the Eloise love story is my least favorite. This would have been cute. And I love their relationship together. Didn't see more, but I love the scenes that we did. Can I miss Theo? Anyways, if you haven't seen Bridgerton yet, go ahead and watch it. It's one of my favorite series. It's on Netflix.